Rustem Umerov is a Ukrainian politician and a member of the country's parliament. He joins us now from the Turkish capital, Ankara. Mr. Umerov, thank you so much indeed. I mean, there are very important meetings coming up later this week. We had Monday, of course, the high-level delegations between the US and Russia talking. Now, you've heard Dmitry Peskov's answer. Are you in any way possibly pessimistic that your country won't get the support it needs from the United States and from NATO? Because you need that support, I believe.
First of all, Ukraine is ready to defend itself. Secondly, of course, it's not the Ukrainian war. We're in the middle of Europe. We want to be a part of NATO. We want to be a part of European Union, and we defend the European unity. So that is why we need the support of the partners. So we understand what is Russia. We've been fighting for 8 years. They were invading us. We have temporary occupied territories in the eastern part of Ukraine, in Donbass and Crimea. So we are trying to demand that the world should understand that not only diplomatic, political support should be given, military support should be given, and we should tackle this problem together. But as I have mentioned, Ukraine is ready to defend itself.
But is your nation not caught in the middle of a power struggle taking place between Western Europe and Washington on one side and Moscow on the other? Because surely what President Zelensky wants the most is to become a member of NATO, and to become a member of NATO now. He surely believes that that's the best way to keep his country secure from any possible Russian threat.
It is not only President Zelensky, it's people of Ukraine want to become a part of NATO and part of European Union, and that's why we had a revolution in 2014 to explain to all the world that we are part of civilized world and we are part of Europe. So we've tackled many reforms on the legal side, on economical side, on military side, and that's why we demand to become a European Union and NATO member.
How worried are you that eastern Ukraine may eventually go the way of Crimea and either be annexed or possibly just become independent of Kiev's rule? I mean, it's a fact that there are a lot of Russian speakers in that part of Ukraine. So that might be something that could be popular among some of those residents who are Ukrainian citizens but are Russian speakers and may owe some loyalty to Russia.
Well, I'm a Russian speaker, so I'm a Ukrainian citizen. So we should not divide Russian to Ukrainian speakers. So it's falsified statements that Russia is making up propaganda. We are a sovereign state. We are demanding European Union to understand our own demands. We are saying that Russia is threatening not only Ukraine, it's invading Ukraine and Europe borders. So you have to imagine that 42 million people, it's our population. If Russia invades Ukraine, these people would create a crisis. So that is why we say that let's defend the European borders together. 8 years ago, when the temporary occupation happened to eastern Donbass, eastern Ukraine in Donbass and Crimea, world was not ready, but we are now ready. We know what they do. In 8 years, we understand what they did in different parts of the world. So we see they do what they do in Balkans. We see what they do in Central Asia. And now the focus is in Ukraine. Their main goal is to attack Ukraine. So that is why we want our partners to support us.
Yep, 8 years, 2014, that's when Russia, of course, annexed Crimea. What's the situation now, 8 years on, for Crimean Tatar prisoners?
We say that it's temporarily occupied. It's a temporary of annexation. I'm a Crimean Tatar. I'm a Ukrainian citizen. We have at the moment 121 political prisoners detained by Russia. They're being sentenced from 15 years to 25 years of imprisonment for just allegations that they're kind of members of some kind of political or religious structures. So it's a falsified statements. They're all Ukrainian citizens. They're Crimean Tatars, and they do not accept the attempt of annexation. They don't accept the temporary occupation. That's why Russia is persecuting them.
Rustem Umerov, thank you so much for your time, sir.